Thanks, guys. Well, happy Friday. Welcome into our Iowa Baseball pregame show where we break down everything you need to know about Iowa baseball. Once again, I'm Mary Kate Harrian, and here with me is the voice of Iowa baseball, Zach Mackey. So, Zach, thanks for being here. Let's start it off. Thoughts on the start of the season. They are currently sitting at 8-2 and have had the best start to a season since 2015. Before last weekend, they were ranked in the top 4 in the Big Ten in both hitting and pitching. They have the 3rd best ERA and 4th best batting average. Not a bad start to the season.
No, it's been really good so far. 8-2. It just shows you though how close you could lose some of those games. I mean, baseball's just so close back and forth. And the thing that Coach Heller's been preaching to the guys so far is that hey, they haven't been playing their best baseball, and yet they're still finding a way to win, which is good. But yet you got to get to that point now where you're not committing so many errors defensively. You start to find your rhythm offensively as well.
Well, we have talked about this in the past, but Iowa's Friday starter Nick Allgaier is back after recovering from Tommy John surgery and has also started off the season very strong. Allgaier has had 19 strikeouts in just 3 starts. He got his first victory on Friday and second quality start of the season. What have you been seeing out of Nick, and how important is he to this team kicking off each series for them?
Well, huge. Nick has come out just guns a-blazing, and I don't know if anyone really expected him to be this good coming right off that surgery. He's been with 3 quality starts now, 3 times out. He's 1-0 in the year right now, and he's been giving Iowa a real good 5 these last 2 outings, now 7 innings to be able to rely on, and it just sets you up so good. Not only do you get a win on Friday night, but yet he saves that bullpen on the backside. Maybe only one guy's got to go, and then you have a little bit more leeway for Saturday and Sunday.
Well, another captain has been having a great start to his senior season. Tyler Cropley has been named to the Johnny Bench Award watch list. The award is given annually to the top Division I collegiate catcher. 97 catchers were nominated for this award by their coaches. The list will be narrowed down to semifinalists on May 16th, and a national voting panel will determine the 3 finalists at the end of May. To me, so happy for him. He is so deserving of this nomination, not just a great player, but he's such a great leader for this team as well.
Yeah, 96 guys. And my goodness, you got to believe, though, that Tyler Cropley's up there near the top. He's been so good defensively, and he's really had it here in the beginning of the season now offensively. Last season, he kind of struggled hitting about 100 those first couple of weekends, but yet he never let it affect his defense. And this year, though, the offense is coming along for the ride as well. Nothing bad defensively to talk about, and offensively he's hitting around 320 or so. So he's off just guns a-blazing after these first couple of weekends.
Well, here's what Tyler and Coach had to say on his nomination.
Well, it's something that we all knew to begin with, that he's one of the better catchers in the country. And, the fact that, others are recognizing that's a great thing for Tyler. But, he's played really well so far this season. He was one of the guys that really had a pretty good offensive weekend at UAB, drove in some runs and had some clutch hits. And then, his catching is always, at a really high level.
It is a big honor. Just being nominated by the coaches, it feels really good to have them see what I've been doing this year. It's more of a motivation thing. I'm not really nervous about it. It's just something that comes with playing the game the way I know I can.
Well, the guys and Zach here get to start their spring break in a pretty nice place, I would say. They're heading down to Las Vegas today to take on UNLV. This is not the first time facing this team, as they swept them here in Iowa last March. But they also have started off their season strong and are having one of the best starts in their program history. They were picked to finish 5th in the Mountain West preseason coaches poll. The Rebels returned 21 letter winners from last year's squad, including 4 starting position players and all 3 weekend starting pitchers. The team have welcomed 13 newcomers and 1 redshirt sophomore into the fold this season, and they have former Cub Greg Maddox on their coaching staff, so top coaching staff, obviously. But I think this should be a good and tough series, though, for both teams this weekend.
Yeah, it's not even close. This is going to be the best team Iowa has seen to date. They've only dropped a couple of games so far this season. You alluded to it. Big wins, a sweep they're coming off against Fresno State, beating teams like Oregon so far this season. They've been red hot down there, and they're ready to get back after the Hawkeyes. Iowa took all 3 from them when they came to Iowa City last time, and it wasn't an easy task. A lot of those came in the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 9th innings. Iowa kind of stole away a couple of wins.
Yeah, I remember that, and they were all talking about that. We asked Tyler Cropley on Wednesday, what do you remember about UNLV? And he goes, I mean, come on, those wins.
Yeah.
All those walk-ins.
Rallies in the bottom of the ninth. Crazy.
Yeah. Well, here's what the guys had to say on their matchup with the Rebels.
But yesterday, I talked with Coach Sutherland about it, and he said that they got some returning guys up the middle at short and second, and then I think a guy in the outfield too. But then they had a kid get picked up in the draft who had a really big home run that we remember from last year against us.
It's going to be a good challenge for us this weekend. Going out there, it's a tough place to play to begin with, and then they're off to one of the best starts in school history and winning a lot of games. And they're a super offensive team, it looks like. And we felt that way last year. We thought they were a really good offensive team when they came out here. And they were just so close last season. If you remember back to those 3 games, it could have went. Each game could have went either way. And they've got some guys back. They got 2 starters back on the weekend, and I just think that that added experience and the confidence that they have, and they have a really good coaching staff. So it's going to be a good challenge for us.
All right, well, I'm predicting repeat of last year. You thinking a sweep again?
That'd be nice. I think traveling down south, if you're able to win 2 games, you got to be really happy,
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
this UNLV team who's off to a great start.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it from us from the sports studio because Zach actually has to go catch a flight. But the Hawkeyes will take on the Rebels later tonight at 6:05 p.m. in Las Vegas. And you can actually listen to Zach on the call for the Hawks this entire weekend on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Have a great spring break, Iowa City, and a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Guys, back to you at the desk.